So guess where we decided to head next and check out their really yummy, delicious cuisine? Ramen Misoya Colombo. So for those of you who don't know, ramen is a kind of Japanese noodles. I know in Sri Lanka we are obsessed with Japanese food and we only know sushi and sashimi because we are a little gourmet like that. But so ramen is very famous worldwide. You actually get Chinese ramen and Japanese, but the Japanese kind of made it popular. And so Ramen Misoya is a chain of restaurants that you get worldwide. And so they decided to come to Sri Lanka and locate themselves at the race course, which I'll talk about a bit later. And so Ramen Misoya New York has got a mention in the Michelin 2017 guide, food guide, so I guess it's a big deal. But in terms of Sri Lanka, I mean, people are just trending on the whole ramen thing. So it's like, oh my God, ramen's like in really cool these days. So we're checking out what ramen is, but do you know what it is? Nobody knows. Yeah, so forget that. Anyhow, so we decided to go and check out what this Ramen Misoya Colombo was all about and what they had to offer. Ramen Misoya is located, fortunately or unfortunately, at the race course down the former Reed Avenue, which has some complicated name now, which I really can't recall. So it's located above McDonald's, and of course it's very confusing to get there because for those of you who haven't been to race course, or if you have been, you would know what I mean, because you really can't find your way. There are dark, dingy staircases going God knows where. And the old racehorses of yore will come galloping and eat you for dinner. No, they don't. But anyhow, the thing is very hard to find. Okay, so luckily I had seen the entrance before, so we located it, and there's a nice big sign there saying, you know, go up for like ramen. But so in terms of a race course, the place, as those of you who would remember from your grandfather's or great-grandfather's time, this is a great race course for horses to race, which like extended to Queen's Road, and it's a lovely old building. They really nicely renovated it, but unfortunately it's kind of like lost its old world charm. So that lovely turf on the other side is kind of like completely lost. And ramen is located on top there, so they have an upstairs and you kind of go up, and it's sort of like nicely spaciously laid out, but it's in central Colombo, so it's just opposite Royal College. So in terms of getting there, it's not difficult, but God help you on a busy trafficy day. But otherwise, it's pretty central, nice place. I love the heritage factor, but not the layout of the effing place. I mean, what man? Seriously, get your layout right. But yeah, so in terms of location, good place, nice place. I wish it was just better done. That's all. Ramen in some kind of white kind of font. Then Misoya, the O has kind of jumped out because the burger, you know, is a ball, you know, balls jump all around. I'm sure those of you would know. Anyhow, so that ball has jumped up, and it's Misoya, and Colombo is somewhere there at the bottom, because you got to know where it is, right? It can't be Ramen Misoya Timbuktu. And then there's a little badge with some Japanese lettering. Unfortunately, my Japanese is really bad, so I have no idea what the hell that says. But yeah, it kind of gives it authentic, you know, Japanese feel, some kind of script. Nobody really know what it says, but yeah, probably something nice. So in terms of a logo, it's typography, it's fonts. I'm not sure whether it's very effective because it's very cursive. So from a distance, you really can't see it. In terms of a symbol, I don't think I'll remember the thing. Maybe that O I'll remember, that ball, the ball, remember the ball. So anyway, yeah, it's an okay logo. It seems like very funky, Japanese-y style, but yeah, nothing to really, you know, get excited and, you know, be doing some kind of dance. So in terms of ambience, well, what can I say? We walked up a nice old wooden staircase. We walked into a room and were assaulted by some Japanese greeting. The place was nicely lit. I would say the lighting was nice. The tables are nicely spaced out, so, you know, you're not sitting in your neighbor's backside. You can have a private conversation there, maybe hole up in a corner and have a little, you know, a little bit of, but in terms of like, I mean, it's not a romantic setting, so I wouldn't take your first date there unless she or he is a ramen freak or whatever. It's really nice in terms of like, it's simple, wooden tables, the place, like, I like the fact that they had a bill there. You could press a bell and summon people, like, you know, like your own private valet. Hey boy, bring me my ramen. Anyway, it was really very simple, very basic. Ambience wise, it's nice, but it's not going to make me go woo woo woo, you know. There's some insipid music playing in the background. Decoration wise, there wasn't too much. I think the chefs had some lanterns hanging around them. Yeah, they had more decor than us. But yeah, overall, comme ci, comme ça. Not good, not bad. Then of course ramen. So they have Hokkaido, Issei and Kara. I'll talk about them when I talk about the dishes. And then they had some rice, which didn't really excite me. And dessert wise, there's something about shaved ice. Then there's some garlic butter rice. And they had, yeah, few desserts. They had bellissima desserts and a few of their own. I'll talk about that when we're talking about the food. But yeah, in terms of menu, I would say it's not very extensive. There was just chicken, pork and vegetarian, which I think they could have had a little bit more. But I think ramen is strictly pork though, technically. So they have like deviated out of it anyway to suit all palates, all, you know, taste preferences and, you know, eating profiles. So in terms of a menu, it's compact. I wouldn't say it's extensive, but they're after all specializing in ramen. So no problem with me. That's fine. So pretty decent menu. So the first thing we were offered was, we were asked whether we want a drink. They did have a drinks menu too, but it was very small. And one thing I just want to check out was their sencha green tea, and they said it's on the house. And I asked them where they get their sencha green tea from, and they said it's from Japan. So he brought this little nice, you know, black pot and poured out sencha into these little cups. Unfortunately for me, it was too light. I think he didn't let it brew enough, because you got to brew it for a certain amount of time. And you know, sencha has a like distinct taste, a bit like teh guanyin, which is sort of like a fishy-ish kind of that semi-fermented taste. But it was pretty good. It was okay. I mean, not good. What am I saying? No, man, it wasn't good. It was too light. I mean, who has sencha like batura? You know, like water with a bit of peace in it. So yeah, no, I wasn't too pleased with the sencha. And then from the sencha, we moved on to one of the appetizers, which was an edamame. One thing I got to mention though is they gave us these nice white paper aprons. I felt like a little kid, right, when the server served us these. But I mean, good thing he did. I'll talk about that why. So our first proper food item was edamame. So edamame are these soybeans, boiled and with a bit of salt. It was really nice. I must say the edamame was nice and soft. It hadn't got yakadafied or gulfied, you know, where you are like eating dry cowpea seeds. So it was really nice and soft, nice, and when you like eat it, you felt that real and nice balance of salt. So I must say overall the starter was very nice, and I'm glad I ordered that and not went for something telish, you know. This is like what we wanted. So nice, refreshing, and quite a decent portion, I must say. They were not stingy, you know. It wasn't a kuppiya with a few beans in there. This is like a proper wholesome edamame dish, and it was very nice, very tasty, very light, felt good, good stuff. First one we ordered was this Hokkaido ramen, which is apparently made with white soybeans, and it's not very strong, it's quite light. And so we ordered the pork chashu, which had minced pork in it. It had sauteed onions and also slices of roast pork on the side. And of course, the ramen noodles. They didn't have an option of the different types of ramen noodles. So it is that wavy kind. It has some funny name that I really can't remember right now. But it's a wavy thick one. So that was nice. I like thick noodles, you know. You gotta feel the noodle, baby. So anyway, so the first one we ordered was this Hokkaido ramen. So when it did come, it was quite a big bowl, right? And it came pretty fast. I mean, their service was pretty good. So this thing, it had like a sort of a grayish kind of consistency. And of course, when I tried it, see, I like my miso to be strong. I like strong tastes, right? You know, strength. So this was a little light for me. I felt it lacked a bit of character. It had a lot of body and it was quite thick. But the pork was nice and tender. I must say, the sliced roast pork, nice and tender, nice to eat. I wish it had crisped a bit on the fatty edges, that they given that slight edge. The minced pork was, I mean, it didn't really excite me. So yeah, this is okay. I mean, maybe not really to my liking. So, but the Hokkaido ramen with the pork chashu, it was good. I'm sure people would like it, but not as strong as I would have liked. So the next main we had was an ise ramen main, which is a chicken basic. So ise ramen is made with a mix of seaweed, what they call kombu, and red soybean miso. And this actually had a lot of character, like that nice maltiness was coming out, you know, strong, like a nice man, you know, nice malt. So it was nice, you know, it hit really where it should hit me. And I like the fact that there was a little panko prawn in there. Poor, he was like a lone ranger there, no one there to go with him. They should have maybe put a few more there. One solitary prawn, poor fellow, but he tasted good. So anyway, panko, I love panko anyway. So this panko fried prawn was really good. It's nice and crisp, though it was like submerged in that poor thick soup, you know, like stuck in there. And the noodle, again, same noodle like I said, and this thick maltiness. And see, all the ramens are served with a mix of vegetables. So this had, like the others, bean sprouts, right? So it was quite interesting to have bean sprouts in there, a little bit of cabbage as well. And this is supposed to be chicken basic. I really didn't find any chicken in there, so I really don't know where the chicken was. He had like probably run away clucking to Japan. So anyway, screw that. So it was tasty. Like I said, I like the thick maltiness. So overall, one of the things I want to mention is that I don't know if people have heard of the taste profiling of umami, which is very Japanese, and it was only recently accepted as, you know, a thing like bitter, sweet, salty, umami is something our taste buds can sense. And umami means like savory flavor, which you get in meats and broths and things like that. So the ramen Misoya noodles have that umami flavor because that's just part of it. And that's why it's like a pleasant taste. But like I said, I like the Misoya to be like I like the miso to be like nice and strong, like the malt where that umami really hits you. So I'm glad this is there in that ise ramen. So the third one we had was kara ramen. So which this is like a sort of a Hokkaido miso mixed with some secret spices. So it looked very like curry-like when you look at it, like sort of very spicy, almost like a tom yum. So the picture looked really enticing. So I decided to get again a chicken basic, but I wanted the miso egg in there. You know, that's like kind of almost parboiled in a sense and cut in half, and it was, you know, exciting me a bit. But when the thing came, that the bittare was there, like a big fat egg, you know, like a bittara kiri hodi, yuck. This, I mean, it should be cut in half so it looks presentable, nice. Not with the bittare, this backside showing up to me. Anyway, what to do? So that was a bit of a disappointment. But in terms of taste, right, so these secret spices, though they looked spicy and they gave a slight ting, I think the maltiness was somewhere down the line dulling this. So in terms of the merging of flavors, it wasn't doing it for me, you know. it was like a bad combination, like a bad date, you know, some kind of thing like that. So overall, I wasn't too excited, and it was missing prawn. I don't know where the prawn had disappeared. But there was no prawn in this picture. But it was a chicken basic with my miso egg, which is bitter egg or bittare. It should be cut in half, cut. So overall, it was okay. Taste-wise, like I said, the malt I think was like dulling that chili because I wasn't getting a nice sharp zing. I'd like to, you know, a little zing, man, something to like really hit you on the spot. Get it? So anyway, it was okay. I wasn't too thrilled. So I would say after 3, I preferred that strong malty one. Easy, man. Easy. Yeah. So so overall, like I said, the succulent thick noodles. I like the fact that it's thick, you know, and you're supposed to slurp on it because then you can like really get it right there, like get it in. So anyway, khara was good. Could have been much better though. So for dessert, my usually favorite part of a meal, or like, you know, something that really gets to me, like, you know, it hits me on the right spot. So they had an interesting selection of desserts. They had some of the shaved ice with something, and wasabi ice cream, and they had bellissima, the chocolate biscuit pudding. So the biscuit pudding, sorry, what am I saying? So the bellissima biscuit pudding range was advertised, and of course, I had heard that they have this matcha biscuit pudding. But somewhere down the line, that communication was nowhere on the menu. It was not on the card, it was not on the menu. So I wish they'd done that, because matcha biscuit pudding is something new, man. Not everyone does matcha and a biscuit pudding. So unfortunately, when I asked this dude, he goes, "Sorry ma'am, matcha is out of stock." I'm like, I can shoot you. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I opted to try the Arak chocolate biscuit pudding, because I mean, that is just so fine. I mean, trust me. The flavors of Arak and chocolate are really, what shall I say, harmoniously paired in this chocolate biscuit pudding. So it came in a little bottle, this little thingy, little bottle with a little spoon. And when you dig in, like, you know, the chocolate is like a cream almost. It's nice and thick, but not too light and creamy and not too thick and dense. So it's just got a really good balance. The Arak and the chocolate flavors, they're so damn good together. I mean, man, that's it. We call East meeting West in the right way. So anyway, it tasted really good. I just wish the Mari biscuits were not so much. I would have preferred a little bit more cream. But then I'm a greedy pig and a chocolate hoe. So yeah, never mind me. So that was really good choice. I mean, I was like, damn it, I wish I could have tried the matcha, but it doesn't matter. I tried this and I was very happy. And I was also curious to try this wasabi ice cream. I love wasabi. It's damn good on a day when you have a cold and you want to clear your sinuses, because that frigging thing hits you up and down, man. You just don't know where it's going. So the wasabi ice cream, it came like, you know, looking green, like a bit of like, you know, apple frosted green. It wasn't like the ooze kind of green. But taste-wise, well, it tasted like wasabi ice cream to me. How shall I say? It was wasabi, but it tasted more like a sorbet gelato kind of thing. The consistency, I wish was a bit more ice creamish and creamy. But then, like I said, I'm a dessert hoe. I'm a sweet hoe. So I love it like when it's like thick and like just right. So I felt this is a little too watery, if I may use that word, but not really watery, but it is a little too thin in terms of its density of an ice cream. If they sold it as a wasabi sorbet or gelato, yeah, that makes sense. But I think maybe the chef or whoever the hell made it, he got his gelato and ice cream and sorbet all mixed up and did a wasabi acharu. But yeah, anyway, so it was okay. I wasn't too thrilled. I won't have it again. That Bellissima chocolate arac though, that is definitely a keeper. So yeah, overall dessert wise, I was disappointed that there was no matcha biscuit pudding. Damn it. But the arac chocolate biscuit pudding from Bellissima did not. It didn't fail. It did not disappoint at all. So I must say, good dessert. Price-wise, Ramen Misoya was very competitive. I must say they had really good pricing. And listen, our total came to under 10K for 3 people, which is very good. Today you can't eat for that price. And like we all say, good things no cheap, right? Good things no cheap. So it is well worth spending for that nice hearty meal. And I must say the portions were also pretty big. So the price is value for money, really worth it. And if you just want to check out ramen in Colombo and eat something for a good price, value for money and some tasty food, fully recommend Ramen Misoya. In terms of service, I must say Ramen Misoya had very pleasant staff with a nice server, Sunil, who came up to us, and he's the one who explained the ramen, and that was very professionally done. He brought us our aprons, the paper aprons. I felt like a kid. But once I finished eating, I must say I looked a pig. So all kinds of the soup had spattered all over me. Oh, reminded me of something else. But yeah, hey, I ain't that messy. So anyway, overall, Sunil was a really cool guy. So he was very nice, very helpful. He kept coming throughout the meal and pouring the hot water and offering more sencha. I didn't know he didn't brew it, right? But that's okay. His attitude was right. He was very pleasant. And of course, he was very strategic. He came and gave me a TripAdvisor card with the Ramen Misoya on the other side and said, his name is Sunil. He's written Sunil there. And for me to give a review of the Sunil. Okay, so I might do it if I had the time because he was good. And I must say they were very helpful. And they kept asking, if you wanted more. And they all gave a nice Japanese greeting, bye. I think it wasn't sayonara. I don't know what they said though. So, but they were very good. So service-wise, I must say, Ramen Misoya staff, very good. So overall, I would say Ramen Misoya, Colombo was a damn good experience. I mean, something different. It's sort of like the kind of fast foodish chains you get overseas, but don't make it McDonald's, KFC. It ain't in that league, sunshine. So it's a place in terms of trying out something new. I may have not liked all the ramen, but then hey, taste is subjective, okay? So you can't really say anything about that. But I enjoyed the Issei ramen. So I must tell you, if those of you who like ramen noodles and who want to check out something different in Colombo, besides the sushi and sashimi and everyone eating, wherever they go, they're just whacking sushi and sashimi. So try something else. Japan has so much to offer. So Ramen Misoya Colombo is a good place to go. Check out ramen. If you enjoy it, you can keep going. The price is good. The place is also nice and it's centrally located. So good place to go. So do you want to catch us again trying out some more exotic food in Colombo? Yeah? Then join us next time for our adventure as we go checking out what's tasty, what's rocking and rolling in Colombo.